Michael, one of the things I thought when it seemed that it might be a special grand jury, which again, we have now, NBC News has found out that it's not, is that, well, that would say to me, they need somebody or a group of people specifically dedicated to it. This is so complex. They have so many different issues they think they're going to have to cover that they can't have it within a grand jury that may have all these other cases going on at the same time. That does not appear to be the case, but what does it signal to you that now there is somebody in D.C.? There is a grand jury in D.C. that they're using?
Well, in general, as everyone has said, this is a standard prosecutorial tool that is more or less most of the time inevitable along the path of an investigation. But let me go from least likely to more likely.
Okay.
Least likely at this stage, at the very beginning, is that Robert Mueller has probable cause on somebody to issue an indictment. I think it's too early for that. I think what it does show, though, is that the investigation is proceeding apace, and they're using the tools of the grand jury, probably to issue subpoenas, as was reported, but also maybe to compel the production of documents moving forward, and Mueller is moving down the path.
And we also have the former Justice Department official, it's been reported, Greg Andres, who has joined Robert Mueller's team. He specializes in white-collar crime. He once headed a fraud unit. He managed a program that targeted foreign bribery. He joins a number of white-collar crime specialists on Mueller's team, as a matter of fact, Robert. So what does that signal to you? Does it signal they're following the money?
It could be, but it also is just a reflection of the fact that if you're going to staff an investigation, you would want investigators and prosecutors who have white-collar experience or public corruption experience in order to appropriately review the evidence in this case and this investigation. I'm not sure I'd make much more of it than that. The more significant thing is that staffing up an investigation with 16 lawyers at this point, and particularly by hiring people outside of the Justice Department, it suggests that this investigation will go on for several months and well into 2018. And the fact that a grand jury will ultimately come to hear live witness testimony, either through a special grand jury or through the use of the ordinary processes and grand juries that are available to the government in the District of Columbia, also is consistent with the notion that we should expect the investigation to continue on, well beyond 30, 60, or 90 days, but definitely into next year.
Everything that he says, Michael, arguing against what we have heard repeatedly from the president, including last night, that this Russia investigation is a fake, this Russia investigation is a hoax. If you were his lawyer, would you tell him to at least back off of that?
I would. I think the most prudent thing is for him to be quiet and go about the business of the American people, as Bill Clinton liked to say so frequently during the Ken Starr investigation. Instead, I think he's taking a page out of the Clinton playbook and trying delegitimize the investigation, but I don't think it's going to work this time. Clinton was effective in saying it's just about sex, it's lying about sex. Here, Russia messing with our election. I don't think he's going to have a lot of success delegitimizing Bob Mueller on this topic. So I would definitely try and stay about the business of the American people rather than delegitimize the investigation.
Yeah, and try delegitimizing Bob Mueller on any topic, as a matter of fact. One of the most respected people in this city. Tom Winter, Robert Ray, Michael